All right, guys, we are live with another one, guys. Okay, we are live with another one, and guys, hopefully you're having a great Wednesday, a great hump day. Hopefully you're beating the shit out of this week. You know what I mean? Usually, the softies by this time they're already given up, but not us. We don't condone that over here. All right, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. But topic of discussion today, guys, will have to be this crazy lineup that the UFC just threw at us, guys. All right. It's a crazy lineup from beginning to end. The UFC is finally giving us a treat. Now, look, there's been a lot of things that I do not agree with the UFC. Okay. Starting with the Ultimate Fighter coaches. I've always thought that it wouldn't be a good idea to put two coaches on the Ultimate Fighter who are not going to compete in any combat sports, let alone against each other. Okay? That is just a waste of time. That's not being creative. So, guys, when I heard the UFC had Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier as the Ultimate Fighters or as the Ultimate Fighter coaches, I almost puked. I regurgitated. Okay? I've always thought it should have been Adesanya and Strickland to be the Ultimate Fighter coaches. Those two have history with each other. Adesanya losing his belt against Strickland. It would have been very entertaining for the Ultimate Fighters. Okay? It would have been very entertaining for the viewers. There definitely would have been more viewership than the recent, type of ratings that the Ultimate Fighter has been having. Okay, so there's been a lot of things the UFC has done that's been questionable, guys. Okay, but with this UFC lineup, I cannot be happier, and that is just the honest truth, guys. All right, but guys, I'm gonna stay with this guy. Like and subscribe, guys. How you doing? How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good, man. What's up, twin? Hopefully you're having a good one. DC is the GOAT. Definitely arguably one of the best, you know what I mean, to ever grace the octagon as well in Daniel Cormier. But guys, if you think Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen is entertaining as the Ultimate Fighter coaches, that's not entertaining at all to me. I'm gonna watch. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch. But the only reason why I'm watching is to critique the show. I'm most likely going to go live right after the show. Okay, right after the show airs, I'm probably going to go live and critique the show daily. Okay, that's how much dislike and disdain I have for this idea. But the UFC has saved the day with this lineup, guys. Topic of discussion. You guys have to check out this lineup. Okay, the lineup for the rest of this 2025. All right, UFC 316. Headlined by Merab versus Sean O'Malley. Guys, that sounds fun. That sounds really, really fun. UFC 317, right after 316. Ilya versus Oliveira. Guys, another exciting fight. And that is for the lightweight strap, okay? And UFC 318. Guys, don't forget about Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. We already watched that fight two times before, but you cannot deny that every time that Max Holloway or Dustin Poirier get into the octagon, it's always a barn burner, a slobber knocker, and it's an exciting fight to watch. So that's another exciting fight. And then, of course, guys, the fight that I've been waiting for I've been waiting for Dana White to announce this. UFC 319, DDP versus Chimaev. Guys, this is going to be a great, great fight. Look at that lineup. That lineup is ridiculous. The UFC has given us a treat, baby. I'm telling you that right now. Khabib is the most entertaining corner man ever. Bro, I'm about to bet. Please build me a parlay. I haven't done my UFC predictions yet for this Saturday's card. I'm most likely gonna I'm most likely gonna go live and make my UFC fight predictions for that card sometime this week. But we will see. We will see. You know what I mean? It definitely come before Saturday. All right. But yeah, guys, this lineup is absolutely out of control. All right, absolutely out of control, guys. I couldn't be more happier, man. I couldn't be more happier. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. The Marab versus Sean O'Malley, that fight doesn't really excite me. You know, but it is an intriguing fight. It's an interesting fight to see if Sean O'Malley can actually stop the takedown of Marab and actually find success in the striking, like similar to what JDM was able to do against Bilal Muhammad. But easier said than done, especially against the machine Marab. So that fight, yeah, not that exciting. But then you got 317 right afterwards, and that's Ilya versus Oliveira. And then you got Holloway versus Dustin, DDP versus Chimaev. I mean, this is terrific, man. You know what I mean? 2025 is shaping out to be, a great year. You know what I mean? They have, in the beginning, we're halfway through the year. We had some atrocious events. We also had multiple events fall off. Multiple fighters get injured and fall off from the main event and from the event in general. So I hope everything stays intact. That's what I'm hoping. Because everything right now on paper looks terrific. It looks terrific right up until somebody gets injured. Let me knock on wood, okay? Because that is not unheard of. A lot of these fighters get injured in training, and unfortunately, the fights never happen, and they end up dissolving. So I am hoping, okay, I am hoping that all these fights and all these cards stay intact. Just because, man, if it does, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be a great year. And as it stands right now, guys, for my UFC fight predictions, I am 92 and 74 for my 2025 UFC fight predictions. Okay, that is 92 and 74. That is way above 500. I got to keep my predictions, knowledgeable, so I can be able to get more dubs, man. I got to be able to get more dubs. But yeah, guys, a lot of exciting fights are happening. A lot of exciting things are happening. I cannot complain. The UFC has me sold. Okay, the UFC has definitely got me sold, especially with this lineup. This has to be arguably, one of the best lineups that the UFC could give us, especially right now. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about, man, I wish we would have seen the Ilya Taporia versus Islam Makhachev fight, but it's not like that fight can't happen in the future. You know what I mean? If Ilya Taporia can go into that lightweight division, gain that gold, okay, and defend that belt, do something that he hasn't done, before, which is defend the belt multiple times and clean the division. If he's able to do that, then man, the future is bright, especially if Islam Makhachev is able to get his welterweight division, welterweight strap and defend his belt multiple times as well. So maybe in the future we could get champion versus champion. But once each individual cleans their respected divisions, that's really what you want to see. But as it stands right now, you know, uh, Islam Makhachev is fighting JDM in the future. They will be fighting each other for that welterweight strap. Islam Makhachev did vacate his title, similar to what Ilya Taporia did, in vacating his title. So a lot of moving parts, a lot of great things. I'm excited for this. I'm not so excited. Uh, you know, I'm not so excited for, like I said, for the Merab versus Sean O'Malley fight. But even though I'm not excited to watch that fight, I still think that fight is intriguing. You know what I mean? I still think that fight is intriguing because a lot of people are going to think that Sean O'Malley, he has worked on his, takedown defense, and he's most likely gonna, counter Merab and knock him out and gain his title back. But that's easier said than done, man. And to be honest with you, I wonder if Sean O'Malley wins that fight by knockout. Will the UFC end up giving Merab a rematch? You know what I mean? Like, because I mean they gave Sean O'Malley a rematch immediately. So I wouldn't. I mean, how would that be that Merab loses the belt to Sean O'Malley and he's not able to get that third fight? That would be very interesting to see how that shapes out. Once that happens. But let's see. 100 men versus one gorilla. Who wins? Uh Man, 100 men versus one gorilla. I mean, it's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a real, real tough one. I think eventually, 100 men can take down the gorilla. I would like to think. We'll out strategize it or something. You know what I mean? But the gorilla is gonna be tough, man. He's gonna kill half of those men, guaranteed. He's gonna kill half of those men. He's gonna toss you around like a rag doll. Probably bite at your nuts, your crotch region, tear you apart. You know what I mean? I mean, a gorilla has the strength to pick up like 2,000 pounds almost. You know what I mean? So he's gonna fling you with his fucking pinky. You know what I mean? Hello again, my dear friend. Great to see you. Great to see you too, man. Great to see you too. 100 gorillas versus one man. Who wins? Well, you know, if that one man is the one divine, then I gotta say that one man. 100 men is a lot of men. Like people don't understand it. 100 men is a lot of men. You know what I mean? It is. You know what I mean? But can you imagine one badass gorilla? You know what I mean? He's been just killing all the other gorillas, and he's just badass. That's a tough son of a bitch to go against, even with 100 men. You know what I mean? But I do think the 100 men will win. We'll out strategize that gorilla, but it's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. Also, we are imagining an open field. Yeah, most likely it's going to be an open field, a jungle, something along those lines. Agreed. I'll go with 100 men too. I think they should test this with death row mates. Yeah, for sure. With pedophiles, I think if you grab a pedophile, you know what I mean, a person who likes children, who exploits children, I think those are the guys that you should try to put in there. But I guarantee you, those guys will die. The gorilla will beat 100 of those men, and that is guaranteed, guys. I would say if you are taking the baddest gorilla versus 100 baddest men right now, men will win. I hear you guys. I hear you. You know what I mean? A lot of what ifs. A lot of what ifs. That's what that is. Okay. But guys, this UFC lineup, it's fucking sick. It's fucking sick. I gotta admit it. I gotta give the UFC and Dana White their cookies. You know what I mean? I literally do. I have to give it to them. You know what I mean? Because, like I said in the beginning of this video, in the beginning of this live, I said it's not a lot of things that I agree with the UFC. Okay, there really isn't, especially right now with Dana White being checked out and the way the UFC is being handled. there's a lot of things that I don't agree with the UFC, especially with what they're doing and their decision making. But with this UFC lineup, I got to give them a round of applause, man. I got to give the UFC and the creative team a round of applause because I'm happy. I am happy for this lineup, man. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys, okay? You might as well do it. All right. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. All right. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're gonna continue grinding. All right. Uh hello. How you doing? How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Hello, brother. How are you doing, guys? But yeah, man, I think that's about it. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. You know what I mean? I wanted to get on here and talk about this lineup and how sick it really is. You know, UFC 316 through the UFC 319, we have a treat. And don't forget the sprinkle on the top either. We have a lot of great UFC fight nights as well. We got Usman versus Buckley over there, you know, headline in Atlanta. You know, that has huge implications as well. If Usman is able to get that win, you know, he puts himself in a good position, you know what I mean, for another title run. However, that's easier said than done as well because Buckley has been on a tear, knocking out his opponents, looking really good. His last opponent, he basically made him look like he should retire in Kobe Covington. So that's going to be a tough fight. You know what I mean? Great fight as well. You know, there's a lot of you know UFC fight nights in between these UFC pay-per-views that make this really really fun. It's going to be a really fun year. You know, to round off 2025. I could tell you that much, man. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Uh, my from Turkish. That's awesome, man. Welcome. I welcome everybody. You know what I mean? I welcome everybody. So welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe, man, if you are new to the channel. And like I always say, it takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up. So you might as well do it, my brother. All right. And don't forget to click that bell notification, okay? So you get notified every time I get on the live. All right. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But guys, I mean, I don't know what the UFC could have. I don't know what the excuse me. I don't know what the UFC could have done better. You know what I mean? I really can't. You know, I'm looking at this lineup, man. I'm just like, how do you make this lineup better? I mean, you cannot make this lineup any better. You really can't. You know, and UFC 317 is stacked. You know what I mean? I mean, that's two championship belts on the line in UFC 317. You got Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, and then you got Alex Pantoja versus Kyle France. You know, for the lightweight strap. You know, back to back events where you got, you know, two title belts on the line. You know, I mean, UFC 316 is similar to UFC 317 with two straps on the line. I mean, you got Marab, you know, versus O'Malley, and then you know you got the women's bantamweight belt on the line as well. You know what I mean? So, man, it's it's gonna be good. Let's see if Kayla Harrison is able to go in there and you know, become champion, make history. You know, that's not gonna be easy either. But yeah, two back-to-back events: UFC 316, UFC 317, where you have two belts from two divisions actually on the line. That is huge, guys. Huge. Big back-to-back events, man, with huge implications. Okay, huge implications. I can tell you that. But we shall see, man. We shall see how this ends up rounding off, man. It's an exciting. It's an exciting time, guys. It really is, and it's an exciting time. I'm excited. I could not be more excited than what I am right now. Honestly, I'm ecstatic. Okay, because about a week ago, I don't know if the UFC was gonna make a a UFC 317. I thought that whole card was was not going to happen. I thought UFC, was gonna just drop the ball on that one and just make another Apex card or something along those lines. But they didn't do that. They did not do that, and that's what's up, man. That is what's up. I mean, even though this lineup is sick, I know the UFC is tired of hearing about the John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's the next one that everybody's waiting for. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, right off the bat, guys, that fight is not gonna happen. I can't imagine that fight happening, man. I really cannot imagine that fight happening. Um, I think John Jones is done, man. I think he's checked out. You know, I think he's accomplished everything that he wanted to accomplish, and I think he's doing similar to Conor McGregor, where it's like, I'm just gonna have this gold and promote myself as much as I can. Squeeze the juice as out of this as much as I can, and yeah, and then walk away. And I think that's what's gonna happen. I think he'll walks away. He'll vacate the title, and unfortunately, that fight is not gonna happen. Tom Aspinall is not gonna have a John Jones to build his name off of, to build his legacy off of. So, but we shall see, guys. We shall see. All right. But I'm out of here, guys. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. All right. I will end this with the topic of discussion, and that is, this lineup is sick as hell. Okay, UFC 316. One more time, UFC 316. Marab versus Sean O'Malley. Okay, UFC 317. Ilya versus Oliveira. Guys, UFC 318. Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. And the one I've been waiting for, UFC 319, DDP versus Chimaev. All those headliners are great. All those headliners better stay healthy because I need all these UFC cards to stay intact, okay? But anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank y'all so much for supporting independent MMA media. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. All right. Thank you so much. Bless. Until next time. One love. You already know what it is. You already know